Okay. Well, first of all, I'd just like to say I'm thrilled to be here with you guys. I know some of you have heard me say this before, but Team PCS is one of my favorite teams. So anything I can do to help any of you, I'm thrilled to do. I really love working with you guys. But I do have a little visual, a little PowerPoint visual so that might be easier for people to follow along. So let me see if I can do that. I'm a novice at, okay. Can you see my PowerPoint, Christy?
Nope, not yet.
Oh,
I see your face. So when you click
okay.
on share screen,
Uh-huh.
it'll give you some like windows that are open for you to choose.
Okay, let me get back out of this. Okay, share screen. Yeah.
And then it should give you some options, whatever you have open up on your computer. So if it's like a PowerPoint or a PDF,
Okay.
click on that.
There
And
it is.
then, yeah, there you go.
Okay. Now do you see it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. Okay. Is that looking right, Christy?
That's perfect. Full screen.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, good. Awesome. Well, let me know as we go on if something's not working right, because like I said, I'm kind of a Zoom novice, but I am learning. So what we're going to talk about tonight is qualifying your business and why that's so important. I know a lot of you have qualified your business that are on the call tonight. Some of you have, some of you haven't. But we're going to talk about why it's so important and why it's so important to get your people qualified as quickly as possible. And, you know, this is really a very fundamental part of our business, and yet it's so often overlooked, so often not really focused on, because we're focused on the steps, you know, the positions, like, you know, getting to VF and getting to sales coordinator and so on. But qualifying your business is really, really, really important. And hopefully in the next 15 or 20 minutes, you'll get a better understanding of why that is. But first, let's talk about what is a qualified business, because some of you may not have a clue as to what that is. Basically, what it means is there's 1,000 in PVC going through your distributorship every month. And this 1,000 consists of your own personal volume, your customers, your dealers, and your direct distributors. All of that counts towards your 1,000. Ultimately, though, you want that 1,000 to be just you and your customers, so that as your dealers and as your DDs get promoted, you're going to stay qualified. Because obviously they are going to get promoted if they're working, and if their volume moves out of yours, then you could end up not being qualified. So ultimately you want that to be just you and your customers. This is where we start talking about real volume versus promotional volume. We use promotional volume to get to the first positions, like DD and VF and sales coordinator. But the $1,000 is the real volume, meaning like the installment amount. So to get to a position, we can use the $169.50, which is the whole amount on Orchard, Garden, and Vineyard. But the installment is $42.37, and that's what's counted for qualifying your business, that monthly installment, or $26.62 versus $106 on just the Orchard and Garden. So this is one reason why you really want to get all your customers on installments, because that will make for much more consistent volume every month. If you put your customers on pay in full, you're going to have high volume one month and then low volume for months 2, 3, and 4, and then high volume again and then low volumes. But if you're on installment, then that volume stays very consistent month in and month out. So if you're just getting started, or you're starting a new person, basically what we're talking about tonight, you know, you're going to want to know, so that as you get people started, you can start focusing on this. So, but some of you maybe just are getting started. So step number one, and the way I like to get people started is their first goal is to complete the 2,000 plus fast track. That gets them to the VF position and earns that $250 bonus. The step number two goal is to qualify your business. And step number three goal is to become a sales coordinator. So it's kind of that interim step between fast tracking and becoming a sales coordinator. And basically, if you've done your 2,000 plus, you're more than halfway towards qualifying your business. So if you're just consistent with getting those customers for the next couple of months, you'll have your business qualified on the way to becoming a sales coordinator. The company really views a VF serious when their business is qualified. So they look at a VF and they look at a VF with a qualified business totally differently. Because a VF with a qualified business says to them, this is a serious, mature VF, and they're taking their business seriously. So if you just kind of think about that, either for yourself if you're getting started or if you're starting a new person, first thing, the 2,000 plus, second thing, qualify your business, third thing, become a sales coordinator, and then on up through the marketing plan. That'll work out really well for you. So let's talk about how do you qualify your business. And basically, it's just one customer at a time. It takes around 14 T30 customers or less, depending on how much complete they're using on a monthly basis to qualify your business. It takes 24 trio blend customers that are orchard, garden, and vineyard. And it takes less than 40, somewhere between 38 and 40 orchard and garden customers. So we just build that qualified business, one customer at a time. And the thing about the T30 customers is you just want to be aware that people may change the product that they're taking on T30. They may cut back on the complete. They may speed up on the complete. Where with the capsule customers, the trio blend and the orchard and garden customers, they're probably going to be more consistent. But just be aware that can fluctuate sometimes with T30 customers. But that's how we do it, just one customer at a time. Why do we want to qualify our business? Well, again, like we said in the beginning, it's really the foundation of our marketing plan. Everything revolves around having a qualified business. Number two, it sets the example for your team. If you qualify your business and teach them to do the same thing, they'll qualify their business. And reason number three is, and probably the most important, is that it qualifies you for the 5% performance bonus, which can be paid on up to 5 generations of activity. Now, over time, this can grow to hundreds, even thousands of distributors. And ultimately, this will be the major part of your income. 27 years into the business, our 5% performance bonus is literally paid on thousands of distributors. So you can see why it's the smallest percentage in the marketing plan, and yet it's the most powerful. So, it's just very, very important to qualify your business. So if you already have one customer, all you need to do to qualify your business is to repeat what you did until you have enough customers to qualify your business. And ultimately, you want a qualified business of 1,000 PVC, like we talked about, going through your distributorship every month, and then 1,000 in carryover. The company allows us to have 1,000 in carryover so that, when life starts lifing and you miss a month of having a qualified business, your carryover will protect you. So ultimately, 1,000 in PVC and then 1,000 in carryover. And then once you qualify your business, you can teach it because you've done it. Now you can turn around and teach it to your reps. And here's a bonus that people really aren't even aware of today. If ultimately, as your business grows, if you have 5 different legs with a qualified business in each, you don't even have to have a qualified business. That qualifies you for that 5% performance bonus. And that's where the real passive residual income comes into play. And that's when you can sail away, or buy that private island or whatever, because your organization is qualifying you, for that 5% performance bonus. Why would you want to help team members develop a qualified business? Well, so that they obviously are in place to take advantage of the marketing plan. But again, because it's the foundation of the marketing plan, and you do it and then you teach it. If you help 3 people qualify their business, you have what's called a 3 club. If you help 12 people get there, you have a 12 club. And when you're a 12 club, you get invited to the Eltons. If you help 39 people get there, you have a 39 club, and you get invited to the spa retreat at the spring conference. And that's where the company flies in all the 39 club members and above, picks them up at the airport, drives them to the spa in a limo, and treats them to 2 nights and 3 days at a very beautiful spa in the area where the conference is taking place. In Phoenix, it's the Camelback Inn, which is just the favorite spa of any place they've taken us. And you just get treated like royalty for 2 days and 2 nights and 3 days. So that's a 39 club. If you help 100 people get there, you have a 100 club, and you become a member of the most elite group in the Juice Plus company. And when you're a 100 club, you get picked up in a limo for every conference and taken to the conference and returned to the airport in a limo every single conference. So that's really the most elite group, is 100 club. And that's simply helping 100 people qualify their business. So here's a challenge for Team PCS for Phoenix. You guys up for a challenge? Okay.
Let's unmute ourselves. Yes.
Okay. I'll take that as a yes. If you do not yet have a qualified business, qualify your business this month. Just get enough customers so that you've got 1,000 PVC going through your distributorship every month. If not this month, do it for sure by the end of next month, and you'll be qualified by Phoenix. If you do have a qualified business, help a team member get qualified. So if you have someone on your team who's not yet qualified, help them. Help them get enough customers. Have some salad in a jar parties, or some Facebook parties, or some Zoom meetings, and help them get enough customers to qualify their business. If you're a 3 club, meaning you already have 3 distributorships who have a qualified business, challenge yourself to double that. Become a 6 club. Help each one of those 3 get a qualified business. If you're a 6 club, meaning you've got 6 that are qualified, become a 12 club. Help each one of those 6 get a qualified business. And you can be a 12 club, and you'll be invited to the Eltons at the fall conference. If you're a 12 club, become a 24 club. Help each of those 12 get a qualified business in their organization, and they're a 24 club. And if you're already a 24 club, become a 39 club, and be invited to all of the spa retreats. So that is my challenge. I'm going to stop share and see if anybody has any questions on qualifying your business or why that's so important.
You guys will have to unmute yourselves too.
Yeah, unmute. Let me ask this. Did anybody realize what's at stake by not having a qualified business?
Well, I definitely got to experience the pay for having my business qualified, and I would like to continue to keep it qualified and then some. Yeah. But I do have a question. So when you're talking about the clubs, that only is in your direct downline, like only your distributors and...
Your distributors and their distributors and their distributors in your whole pay line.
Okay.
Yes.
So for each qualified person in your whole, it doesn't matter how many generations, each qualified one.
Well, our pay line is generally down to 5 qualified generations. So yeah, anyone in all of those people, it can be one of your clubs.
Okay. Thank you, Karen.
Makes sense? Yeah. Anybody else have a question? Comment?
I have a comment.
Okay.
When I first became VF, I didn't know qualifying was the next step. So qualifying actually was something that I learned way late in the game. And I look back at, if I would have myself been qualified, the consistent paycheck that what I would have had would have been so much better. I feel like when I was a VF, I would have a paycheck that would one month be like $75. And then the next month it would maybe be $750. So I had nothing that, and a lot of them were pay in fulls. So I had no, like, it just wasn't consistent at all. And when your paycheck isn't consistent or growing, you know, a lot of times you kind of don't put that effort into your business because you don't essentially know what your paycheck's going to be. You can't expect anything, you know, you can't budget based upon your paycheck. So for me, that was a big learning curve. And when I looked at how many of my team were not qualified, you do the math and you realize that makes a very big difference in your paycheck too. So you're basically telling the company that you don't want all the money that they're willing to give you.
Exactly.
So go ahead, take that $150. That's cool, you know.
Right.
I don't know if Joanna Polk is on here, but I remember talking to her, and this is another conversation, but POB qualification, you know, later down the road, but I called her and I was like, hey, you better be POB qualified or else you're missing out. And I remember she called me after and was like, I just got my check. I need to be POB qualified.
Yes. Right. Yeah. And for those of you that don't know what POB qualified means, and that's kind of another training. Once you're a sales coordinator, then you want to have 3,000 in your open, meaning yourself, your customers, your dealers, your DDs, your VFs, all of that comprises your POB qualification, and you want that to be 3,000, and then you earn another 4% performance or promote app bonus on your sales coordinators and everybody in their organization down to the next sales coordinator. So that's a big number too, and certainly something to strive for. What Christy said about the PB qualification, about having pay in fulls, I strive to have all of my customers be on installment and teach all of my reps to get all of their customers on installments. And if everybody does that, you can calculate your check down within a few dollars every single month because it's consistent month in and month out. Where if they're on pay in full, it's high one month, low the next, you know, high one month, low the next. So you can't really budget, you can't really prepare. But if everybody's on installments, your income is consistent.
I have a question there. So what I didn't realize about qualifying business until I got to sales coordinator. Oh, I guess I'm curious, what would you do differently knowing about qualifying your business that you didn't do before that?
Well, you wouldn't do anything differently for yourself because now you're qualified. But as you bring reps on and teach them the marketing plan, you would teach them, you know, fast track, then qualify their business on the way to sales coordinator. And they'll be in position, you know, to earn everything that's coming to them as they strive towards sales coordinator.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
One thing I noticed when I kind of learned about PB qualification, I was like, oh, I qualified, I'm good. And I assumed that I would be every single month. And while, you know, my customer basis may have been close to being personally qualified, what I didn't factor in was my DDs who got promoted to VF. When they promoted to VF, that volume was no longer included in that number anymore.
Right.
So I didn't realize that for some reason. That was something that didn't factor into my head. So now when I look at people who are getting to VF, or when team members promote VF, I'm like, hey, you know, remember that their volume no longer counts in the PB category. Now it counts overall in Payline, which is fantastic, but that's why you really want to be personally qualified. So you don't have to worry about your team members helping you stay in qualification. And then you can tell them how you did that.
Right. And because we want to be promoting our DDs to VFs, you know, if we're qualified just with our own volume and our customers, then we can promote them as quickly as they come around, and it's not going to affect our, you know, our qualification, which is great because once they become VF, then their volume's counting towards their PB qualification, not ours.
Yep. So Karen, what would your recommendation be for anyone who does want to focus on qualifying their business this month? I mean, it's the 18th, we're halfway through, and it's a good month for people to do this because people are still trying to work on those resolutions.
Yep. Well, I would look at your current volume. You look at what your volume was at the end of last month, so the end of December, and see, how far that is towards being a qualified business, and take the difference and divide that by either T30 customers or Orchard Garden and Vineyard customers or Orchard and Garden customers, and see how many customers do I need between now and the end of the month to be qualified. And like I said, for Orchard Garden and Vineyard, it just takes 24 total to be qualified. So if you've got, 12 or 15, how many more do you need? With T30 customers, of course, they add up really, really fast. So, only, I think about 14 total if they're just on one serving of Complete and on the Orchard Garden and Vineyard. So those add up really fast. But just take, and you might want to use your upline to help you with this, but take your volume the end of December, see how far you are away from $1,000 of PVC, and then figure out how many customers that's going to take. And if you want me to help you with that, I'm more than happy to. I know Christy can do it. Some of you that are on tonight, are in a leadership position that could do that for your people. But find somebody that can help you figure that out, and then think how many salad in a jar parties do I have to have, or Facebook parties do I have to get those customers by the end of the month. And it's very, very doable.
Yes. Does this make sense to you guys? This is totally a safe place to ask the questions. If it doesn't make sense, let us know, because honestly, it took me a while to be like, what is PB again?
Yeah.
So, sometimes it has to be repeated a few times. So don't feel like stupid or anything like that. This is an important thing for you to grasp.
Yeah, and if you don't know where to find that, that's another thing, to just get on the phone with me or with Christy, and we can show you on your virtual office where to find that. And they've changed the virtual office so dramatically in the last couple of weeks. But on your homepage, your numbers, they're in a little box in the upper left-hand corner of your homepage now, and it says PB, and you click on that and it'll show you all your customers and, if they're on installment or paying full and what comprises that amount. And you just simply want that to be 1,000.
Yeah.
And that's just what's to date. So you really want to look at the end of December to get the whole picture of how many customers total.
Yep.
But, just get familiar with how to find that and what that number is so that you can be striving towards qualifying.
Ashley?
I have kind of an off-topic question for you, Karen. So you made National Marketing Director in a year and a half?
Uh-huh. Yes.
What advice would you give somebody who wants to fast track that quickly? Like what made you successful? How did you do it in a year and a half?
When we got started, we had left a traditional business that we had owned. And so we had to replace our income really, really quickly with this business. And so all we saw was National Marketing Director. That's all we saw. And did we make the steps along the way? Yes. But all we focused on was National Marketing Director. And along the way, we became sales coordinators and senior sales coordinator and Q and all of that. But, that was all we focused on was National Marketing Director.
What are some of the things that you did to build customers?
We were just really, really persistent and consistent, talking to people every single day, adding customers every single day, adding distributors every single day. The more people you talk to, the faster it goes. If you talk to 2 people a day, that's 720 a year. If you talk to 3 people a day, it just compounds. So, I would just set a goal for myself of how many people a day I want to talk to. And then you'll get over time, you'll be able to see, okay, talking to that many people a day is going to yield me X number of customers. Oh, hi there. X number of distributors, etc. But really, it's the focus.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. And like I said on Facebook today, I'd love to help you. So
I would love your help.
okay, let's do it.
Any other questions for Karen on
Christy and I talk tomorrow. Maybe we could set up a monthly 3-way coaching call with you, Ashley.
I would greatly appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay.
Ashley, send me when you would be good, a few dates that would be, that would work for you consistently. I know you travel a lot, but, a basis to start with. Anybody else? We've got a real go-getter on here, so ask her some questions. Karen's very approachable, so nothing. Karen, is there any reading material that you would recommend someone, who's ready to kind of take a next step into their business?
Well, I don't think there's anything better than Eric Worre's 7 Steps to Becoming a Network Marketing Professional. I mean, those are the concepts we were taught 27 years ago, and they're still appropriate today. I mean, when that book came out and the first time we read it, and of course, when Eric Worre was not Juice Plus, but he was a distributor in this business when we were 27 years ago. So, and he's been in network marketing ever since as well. And so he knows the network marketing business inside and out. But when we read that book for the first time, it's like, wow, this is exactly what we were taught and exactly what we did when we got started. So I would just read that, have his CDs in your car, listen to them over and over and over and over again, because the concepts will help you reach your goals, whatever they are.
Awesome. Okay, last question for me. I truly believe in conference, but I know you and Pete have probably never missed one. Could you tell them the importance of why you got to get to conference?
Absolutely. When we attended our first conference, we had been in the business just a couple of months. And we were told by our upline, if you're serious about your business, you'll be at the conference. Well, we were serious about our business. And so we did what it took to be there. And we drove from Seattle to San Francisco, and we drove all night so that we could save a hotel room. Drove all night and got there the morning that the conference started. And when we got to that conference, we thought we knew what we were a part of in this business. But when we got to that conference, we saw the big picture and we realized we did not have a clue what we were a part of. And we felt the mission, we just felt what we were a part of, and it totally changed our business. We came home from that conference, and just a little over a year later, we were national marketing director. And we met the people from the company, we met other successful national marketing directors, saw people from all different walks of life having success using the same system. We decided, hey, if they can do it, we can do it. And it just revolutionized our business and our minds. And we've never missed a conference since. And what I tell my reps is, if you're serious about your Juice Plus business, you'll be at the conference. You'll find a way. And I know there are challenges, there are expenses, and there are challenges. And yet they can be dealt with them if that's what you want.
Yep. Yeah, it is definitely a must. The first conference I went to, I went by myself, and I had no idea what to expect. And I thought, oh man, these people are all probably drinking the Kool-Aid, and they are, but it's Kool-Aid. Like, these are the best people you can ever meet. So it's not too late to make conference plans with us. We have a good time every time. So,
and Phoenix is a favorite. I mean, it's always so beautiful, so warm. It's always such a nice treat in the middle of March, to be in Phoenix. So it's a great city for a conference for sure.
Yep. Well, anything else, guys, before I let Karen get to bed or whatever you're going to do? I need to start going to bed earlier. I'm feeling it.
Well, ladies, it was nice being here with you tonight. I hope it was helpful. And let me just, if you've got a pencil handy, let me just give you my phone number before we get off. My cell phone number, which is the best way to reach me, is 425-246-0167. And anything at all that I can help you with, don't hesitate to call or text.
Tell her to get in her green chair if you can't hear her.
Yeah, tell me to get my green chair. Actually, I've gotten better cell phone coverage in the last couple of days. You'd be surprised.
All right.
I think it's the clear air or something. I don't know.
Awesome. Well, cool. I'm looking forward to talking to you tomorrow, Karen. Thank you.
Yeah, I can't wait to catch up and hear all about the pageant boot camp. I know Ashley was there too. Who else was there? Anybody else from your team?
Yep, Deb Dowdy.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Yep.
Awesome. I got an email from Leanne today saying she loved talking with you.
Yeah, she was fantastic. She did her stories thing again. God.
Oh, yeah.
So effective.
Yeah.
Kathy and Cassie and Siobhan and Courtney were all at the Dallas Summit too. So I'm going to talk to Kathy.
I saw that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And Katie Garling was in the Hawaii event. So we had
Great.
the whole weekend, there was a lot going on. And we got to try the new product.
Great.
I didn't notice anything. It was one capsule, but it was really cool.
Kathy's face.
Awesome. Awesome.
So yeah, thanks so much, Karen.
You're welcome.
You're always so good at making this incredibly easy to understand for us. Thank you.
And if it wasn't easy to understand, just call me and we'll go over it again. Okay. Awesome.
Thank you, ladies. I so appreciate your time, and let's make sure we get you guys qualified or help you get qualifiers this month. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you both.
Bye, ladies. Good night.
Good night.
Thank you, Karen.
You're welcome.
Christy, listen to your Voxer. It's crazy.
Okay, will do.